your face. Want to see the answer? Heidi Klum was one of Victoria's Secret's original angels and recently had a baby with husband Seal. And this is not the first time I've rooted through her garbage. Hold me, never let me go. And my This one's called Beans, Beans, the Magical Misnomer. Coffee beans, which really aren't beans at all, are seeds from the fruit of a coffee plant. With that in mind, which of these delicious beverages incorporates the name of the coffee plant's fruit and thus could exist? You certainly are crushing your chances of doing well in this game. Oh, honestly. The coffee plant's fruit is called the coffee cherry, and coffee beans are basically the pits or seeds of coffee cherries. And I've been eating these coffee cherries all day, and I've got to say they are delicious. I probably shouldn't have eaten so many because I'm starting to feel weird. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm having a heart attack. It was worth it. Oh, I'll just shut my mouth then. Here's your clue. How do you say TV show in British? These American shows were born in Britain. Good luck. There it is! I wish there was some sort of British slang to describe how bad you did. Unfortunately, no such word exists. Cheerio, my God! You don't know Jack!
For 12 hours. Can't be saved on YouTube.
The Dow Jones dropped about 11% today, leaving it at about 9,542.
And 30 seconds, people.
Shalom, I'm Don. Okay then, one indivisible, fantastic. Now enter your name for me. Great.
Pull it together, folks. 10 seconds.
All my breath.
Run dog check, please.
6, 5,
Okay, fade to black.
From the makers of Flashy Sense, the scented suppositories.
Oh, okay, I don't need to do my job anyway.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Meow Inappropriate Cat Accessories, because your cat has pissed you off for the last time.
So let's make this happen. Kicking things off, that angel wears too much eyeliner. How would illusionist Chris Angel perform a vanishing hat trick? He'd vanish 3 times. I love magic questions, and the resulting watch your score disappear jokes I get to make. I really, truly love it. Well, anyway, Shazam! It was begging to be picked. In sports such as hockey, a hat trick is when a player scores 3 times in one game. But if he just vanished once and for all, that'd be fine. Bucker up for. I have a degree in geography. You ever seen these things the contestants have to eat on Survivor or Amazing Race? I mean, do they realize when they eat those live beetles and spiders, they're eating the poop in their intestines too? I would never eat a live beetle or spider, unless I was assured it had just been given an enema. Anyway, which potential Amazing Race food challenge includes a food named after its country of origin? That's gross, but have you ever tried maggots fed on angel food cake? Don't knock it, it's pretty good. Next time, try this. Turkish Delight, the sweet confection, originated in Turkey. But turkey originated in America. You can tell because when you eat one, it tastes like freedom. Here's one for you. The Jerry Orchard. And it's a dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 titles. For each one, I want to know if it's a play by Anton Chekhov or an episode of Seinfeld. If it's Chekhov, press the number 1. If it's Seinfeld, press the Oh, am I wasting your time? Excuse me. That performance reminded me of what it's like when I go to the theater. In other words, I suspect you might have fallen asleep halfway through. My favorite Seinfeld episode was the one where Kramer concocted that outrageous plan and George kept having bad things happen to him over and over. Oh, that was a good one. And now, from the makers of Infant Mortality Rate, Travel Edition. If the board game Life released different versions based on the average life expectancy in various countries, which of these editions would make for the shortest game? At roughly 78 years, the CIA World Factbook ranks the USA around 50th in world life expectancy, lower than the UK, Italy, or Japan. Of course, in the game of life, if you get married, buy a house, and have children, you'll feel like you're dead at around age 30.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Say hello to Let's Party Till the Credits Roll. If Bradley Cooper's character in The Hangover held the occupation of a Cooper, what would he have said at the start of the movie? Maybe you should try skimming the curds off of your brain. Smart people choose this. A Cooper is somebody who builds and repairs barrels for a living. I actually would have preferred it if there were some sort of barrel for that scene where the naked guy jumps out of the trunk. Any sort of barrel blocking the view. A pickle barrel might have been appropriate. That's the end of a thrilling first round. And it looks like your score is screaming for help. Remember, I'm doubling the value of each question in round 2. And remember, the wrong answer of the game is still there for the taking. Okay, here it comes. Why not try Burnt to Smithereens? What might employees of The Simpsons' Mr. Burns call him if a fire destroyed his epidermis, dermis, and some underlying tissue and muscle? You may need some ointment after this. Here's what you meant to pick. A 4th-degree burn involves the destruction of the dermis and epidermis as well as damage to the underlying tissue, muscle, or bone. I can imagine how difficult it must be to locate yellow skin grafts. Maybe from Regis Philbin. Well, he's more of an orange. Take a good look at Gentlemen Like to Be Solicited. Which literary gentleman might receive a direct mailer for a gentleman's club if the mailer were sent to the Pemberley estate? Frankly, my dear, read a book. It's so obvious. Mr. Fitzwilliam Darcy, the male protagonist in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, lived at Pemberley. Did they even have gentlemen's clubs in 1800s London? Kindly remove your outer garments. Now would you please take off your foundation garments? Yes, quite lovely.
Locking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
Here's a good one. Pick a number, any number. Which TV show was on the air for more seasons than the number in its title? 6 Feet Under was only on for 5 seasons before it was buried, but the funeral services were very well done, very classy. Oh yes, very well done. Now pay attention. 7th Heaven ran for 11 seasons. And speaking of heaven, those 11 seasons really felt like an eternity.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, if I die.
Next up, Stir Friday Nights. Most Chinese restaurants these days advertise that they don't use MSG. It's so annoying. I had to drive all over the place last night just to find a place that'll give me dangerous doses of delicious sodium. Which reminds me, I still need to read my fortune cookie.
Cookie, fortune, fortune flip.
Okay, here we go. When life gives you apple slices, take the largest piece. Hey, how do they know I was going to be moving to New York City? Well, if that's the case, which piece of the Big Apple should I move to? The largest borough by area is Queens. My female friends who live in New York told me that if I ever moved near them, I would totally be the Samantha of the group. I have no idea what that means.
Hold me, never let me go.
Let's try. Who got feces on the space bar? If a room full of chimps on typewriters managed to collectively type one actual word every week, what could they conceivably write in 1 year? Only 31 words in the pledge. Those chimps could crank that out in under 8 months. One right answer coming up. The preamble is 52 words long, so the chimps could write it in a year at 1 word a week. Of course, instead of signing it, they'd smear it with their own feces, just like Ben Franklin. Oh, do you need to be somewhere? My mistake. Here's your clue. Who's in charge of our town? You may or may not do well on this one. Good luck. That's the game! You should be run out of town for that one. Go! Run!
You don't know Jack!
Good job, everyone. Donnie, what are we doing?
It was discovered that apparently 4 out of 5 dentists weren't precisely certain of
We're going in 30 seconds.
Donnie here at your back and calm. Please football by your Lone Star. No problem. First off, let's get your name. Fantastic.
We're almost at places.
Vroom, vroom. I'm a car. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Why is there a kid back here?
I'm gonna go with broken condom.
10 seconds.
Guest of luck.
Let's do a duck check.
6, 5,
Favorite check. Duck check.
Oh, sure, no problem. I get tired of reading that stuff anyway.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Just Hair Hair Superstore. We'll supply you with real human hair without asking any embarrassing personal questions.
All right, let's make history. First up, just biding his time. Imagine what it must have been like when Barack Obama and his family first walked into the White House. That very first day must have been something. If the United States #2 man, Vice President Joe Biden, had decided to go #2 in every bathroom in the White House, what would the Obamas have had to do to clear the air?
Joe Biden's the current president now.
Show yourself.
Of the
There were 35
US.
bathrooms in the
Not
White
in
House,
Australia.
so they would have had to wave 35
Yeah,
matches to air the place out.
Else.
But you know, Biden seems like a real meat and potatoes kind of guy. Probably be more like 60 matches. This one's known as This Book Needs More Electrolytes, which means it's time for this or that. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's a Dean Koontz novel or a Gatorade flavor. If it's a Dean Koontz novel, press 1 on your keyboard. If it's a Gatorade flavor, press 2. Oh, you already know how to play. Fine. Ice. Is it in you? Apparently not. And if you add up the amount of Gatorade flavors with the number of Dean Koontz novels, you get... Let me just add this up on my calculator here. Ah, well, it appears the number is infinity. May I introduce Saturday Night Life? Which of these modern-era SNL cast members wasn't alive the Saturday night that Saturday Night Live first debuted? No, he was born in 1973. You probably just assumed he was younger because you think he's so adorable. Were you thinking of this one? Bill Hader was born in 1978, 3 years after SNL's 1975 premiere. There are a couple other cast members who are younger than the show, but I can never remember their names. Girl who never gets in any scene, other girl who pretty much never gets in any scenes, and guy who mostly just raps. Next, even celebrities get tics. If the staff from TMZ were actual parasites, what wouldn't you see on their show? You have an insatiable appetite for shit. This would have worked. Red worms are a type of earthworm and therefore do not rely on a host for survival. How many times do I have to accidentally leak bikini pictures of myself to get some press? At this rate, I will never have a VH1 celeb reality show.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Here we have, I refuse to believe that children are our future.
Look at me, I'm Toby. I'm on the show. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, whose kid is this?
Yeah, we haven't been able to figure that out.
Hey kid, you had a good time hanging out here?
Yeah, I had a candy bar with nuts in it. Then I ran around and around and around. And I drew on the cue cards. I had 2 sodas, and I hopped like this, and I hopped like this. And then I licked all the cameras. And I had 2 more candy bars with nuts in it, and I fought all the monsters. And I flew up and I started shooting everybody. Pew, pew, pew. And everybody said, "Yay, Toby!" And then they gave me another soda and karate chop. I kill you with my karate chop.
Holy crap. What kind of candy bars might Toby have eaten?
I'm eating your face!
Watch how easy this is. Yeah, Toby said he ate 3 candy bars with nuts in them. And the Baby Ruth is the only candy bar here with nuts.
I'm starting to feel kind of tired.
Yeah, you're crashing from having all that sugar.
I'm gonna lie down right here.
You know, I'm not a big fan of kids, but he's kind of adorable.
Cookie?
Yes, Toby?
What's a 69?
Somebody get this kid out of here! That's all we got for round 1. Although your score seems to be stuck in neutral. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round 2. Okay, let's see what's next. I call this one, Tag, You're Vaporized. Prior to the construction of the first laser in 1960, which of the following competitive tag games might you have found physicists playing on a Saturday afternoon? You must have had some fiber because you just took a big crap here. Here's where the money is. The existence of the microwave, known as the predecessor of the laser, was first demonstrated by Heinrich Hertz in 1886. Microwave radiation tag was kind of like flag football, but instead of ripping off a flag, you'd irradiate your opponent and then rip off a limb. How about don't eat the yellow flowers? Which flower is not yellow like its name suggests? No, sunflowers are yellow like the sun. Also, little known fact, they're as hot as the sun too. Don't touch one. Here's what a right answer looks like. Cornflowers aren't yellow like yellow corn. They're purplish bluish, like that corn they use to make those freakish blue corn chips. Likewise, these corns on my feet aren't yellow either. Well, they started out that way, but as they developed more infected pus, they've turned more of a sea green.
Plucking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
May I introduce kitty conversations. Last night I was talking to my cats when the phone rang and somebody said, sorry, wrong number. Billy!
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me. So, do you want to tell a joke? Anything's better than listening to you, you moron. Just tell the joke. Hey, Cookie, what kind of bees produce milk? I don't know, Billy. What kind of bees produce milk? Dee-dees, what's the matter, you stutter? Allow me. The kind of bees that produce milk are duties. Billy, that's disgusting. Nady to you, you loser. Billy, you really need to clean up your act. Great, let's start with you taking a shower. You smell like a wet nusscocks. All right, back in the box. No, wait, I can't breathe in there.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm not...
Why not try Conquistador Air? What do Nicolas Cage and Don Quixote have in common? Brush up on your literature and your mediocre movies. Let me show you something. Nick Cage was born as Nicholas Coppola and Don Quixote was born as Alonso Quijano. Yeah, Nick didn't want to have the last name Coppola tarnish his career as a respected artist.
Hold me, never let me go. And my dream questions end.
Bucker up for the long and winding chode. So, you know how the person who performs Jewish circumcisions is called a moil? Well, now you do. Anyway, if over the course of his career a moil manages to collect 80 foreskins, what retirement gift to himself could he make from them? Look, I know size doesn't matter, but in this case, size matters. Why didn't you pick this? 80 means 4 times 20 or 80 foreskins. And of course, when the moil rubs his leather jacket, it grows into a leather jumpsuit. Okay, if that's how you want it, here's the clue. You are my evil minions. Thoughtlessly obey and complete this jack attack. Good luck. That's all she wrote! You are truly a brainless, mindless drone.
You don't know Jack!
That'll do it, folks. What's going on, Donnie?
Insulating your home and other uses for those.
We're at 30 seconds.
Donnie here, thanks for all alone. Exciting. Type in your nomenclature, won't you? Perfect.
Okay, guys, let's get ready. 10 seconds.
Be careful out there.
Let's do a toy train check.
6, 5,
Hey, fade to black.
3.
Just calling to annoy us. Please wait for the beep, then hang up.
Oh, okay, fine. I can take a hint.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Tooties, Butt Kazoos, and Anal Instruments. Leading supplies separately.
Okay, let's not waste any more time. Right off the top, Tiger Wood. What should Tiger Woods change his name to if he wants to be associated with a monogamous animal?
Oh, yeah.
Ready for this. Unlike tigers, beavers are known to mate for life. And unlike Tiger Woods, rarely will you see them in a foursome. Try this on for size. Ninja, please! If the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were, say, 16 years old when their comic book first debuted, what should they be called now?
Cowabunga, dude!
I so wanted you to pick this one. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book debuted in 1984, so they'd be 40-something. And probably coming to terms with the fact that as their metabolisms change, they just can't eat all that pizza all the time and still expect to fit in their shells. Take a stab at Attica! 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 Imagine a new series of prison tycoon games where you must recreate famous American prisons. Which game would not be part of the series? Devil's Island is in French Guiana. And French Guiana is in, don't know where French Guiana is. Let's try Flying Solo. And I'd say it's about time for this or that. I'm gonna rattle off the names of 7 different musical acts. And for each one, I'd like you to tell me if it's the name of a solo performer or the name of a band. If it's a solo act, press 1. If it's a band, okay, great. Let's just get right to it. Even the roadies are mocking you. I wasn't nearly surprised to find out none of those bands were solo artists, as I was when I found out that Justin Bieber wasn't a girl.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Say hello to Where the Wild Things Are. Oh man, I love the children's book Where the Wild Things Are, but tell me this. If instead of Let the Wild Rumpus Begin, Max yelled, Let the Wild Ructus Begin, what would the new book be called? No, I'll get this. A ructus or eructation is a burp or belch. I learned how to burp on command when I was about 6, and it always makes me feel like a kid again when I do it. Ow! My hernia! And my acid reflux! Sadly, no. But since you're clearly a flatulence enthusiast, you've just won a Wazoo Kazoo from Tootie's Butt Kazoos and Anal Instruments. Because everybody's moon deserves its own tune. Tootie's Wazoo Kazoo. Just pucker up and blow one. This wrong answer of the game got you $4,000. Nice job. That's the end of round 1. And you're doing pretty well, probably because there's no competition. Keep in mind, in round 2, everything is worth twice as much. Okay, we're bringing it on. Open wide for Taj Mahal and Oates. What would be the best name for an episode of Extreme Makeover in which Ty Pennington remodels the Taj Mahal? Built in Agra, India by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, the Taj Mahal is a mausoleum in memory of his favorite wife. Should be a pretty good show. I'm looking forward to seeing the Taj Mahal with a race car themed bedroom and 2-story doghouse.
Question 7.
Here we have Hot Gotham Knights. Imagine that after defeating Killer Croc, Batman and Robin faced a villain named Killer Ray Kroc. What would be an appropriate exclamation from the Boy Wonder? Kaplow! Bam! Pow! Wrong! Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. Ray Kroc, though not a killer, is the American businessman and franchisor responsible for a small hamburger chain now known as McDonald's. I once bought a holy hamburger on eBay. The bun looked just like Mother Teresa's buns.
Plucking chickens, picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
Here's one for you. My nose hairs shop with that one celebrity in Spain, the moon. Oh man, last night I was watching great performances on PBS because the cable was out, obviously. And I sucked down 5 cans of Easy Cheese while they ran this old Shakespeare play. I fell asleep halfway through and had the craziest dream. My cat Mayonnaise was the king, and I was Mayonnaise's brother, but I wanted to be king, so I kept killing or putting in prison anyone else who I thought could ever be king besides me. Finally, Mayonnaise died, and I became king, but everyone hates me, and this other kingdom invades, led by my mom. Attack! And I was riding my other cat Poopsie into battle, but I fell off, and I was like, my kingdom for another cat! But then my mom killed me. Oh, and I had a hunchback. That's kind of important. Holy crap, what play did I half see last night on PBS? Look, why waste my energy on a brilliant Henry V joke when you're not even gonna get it? Watch how easy this is. Oh yeah, I watched a production of Richard III, evil dude with a hump. Totally. Normally I love dreams where I have a hump, but not like that.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, if not right.
And on its way, runaway, eventually bride. What would Julia Roberts' name be if she took and kept the last name of every man she's married? I now pronounce you wrong. I so wanted you to pick this one. Despite a couple famously disastrous engagements, Roberts has only been married twice, to country singer Lyle Lovett and her current husband, the not famous Daniel Moder. And someday, if I play my cards right, she will be Julia Roberts, Lovett, Moder, Masterson, Clooney. I mean, she'll leave me for Clooney, but I'll be cool with it because it's Clooney.
Hold me, never let me go.
And my dreaming questions. This one's called Once Upon a Game Show Dreary. When I'm around my cultured friends, you know, at art galleries, book readings, cockfights, I like to quote great literature. One of my favorites is Edgar Allan Poe. But this passage doesn't sound quite right. Can you identify the mistake? Quote the raven nevermore. What's wrong with that? Edgar Allan Poe wrote, quoth the raven nevermore, not quote the raven nevermore. And you can quote me on that. Brace yourself. Of course, who wants to hear my yapping? Oh, I'm still doing it. Sorry. Here you go. I'll say it 3 times. Good luck, good luck, good luck. There it is! Idiot, 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 idiot.
You don't know Jack!
Nice work, folks. Donnie, what's going on?
Service is what creates customer loyalty. We're willing to stand on our heads.
30 seconds to places.
Oh, hi. I'm Donnie. I need to know how many... One player. This should be a Febreze. Enter your name for me, if you please. Excellent.
Okay, you're ready on set. 10 seconds.
Happy trials.
Can we get a monster check, please?
6, 5.
Let's go to
3.
In order for someone to work, you must consciously think that you are writing them.
Oh, okay, I must be boring you.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Grammar Garments and Punctuation Pants Warehouse. You'll never have a period problem in our pants.
All right, we're taking off. To get started, part of a nutritious Blechfest. Which cereal mascot is unable to vomit up its own product? The reason you never see a rabbit barfing is because rabbits don't barf. And again, maybe they're just very discreet about it. Here's a good one. Depth thoughts. Who would not be considered a pirate of the Caribbean? Did you really just set me up to say you don't know Jamaica Jack? Here's where the money is. The Caribbean Sea is between North and South America, but the Cook Islands are near New Zealand. And they say no man is an island. Look at me, I've been single my whole life. And I don't need anyone. Take a good look at Dennis Kucinich in the kitchen with the rope. And here's a clue, it's a dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 things, and for each one, tell me if it's a room in the classic board game Clue, not the stupid new version of Clue, the classic one, a room in the White House, or both. If it's a Clue room, press the number 1. If it's a White House room, I understand, no need for instructions. Great. Maybe you ought to try leaving your own room every once in a while. Frankly, I think the problem with White House administrations lately is perhaps a few too many Colonel Mustards and not enough Professor Plums, if you catch my drift. Next, thou shalt not mess with the hair. If Zac Efron were like Samson from the Bible, what would happen if he cut off that full head of thick, luscious hair? That answer could have used a dash of intelligence. Where's that confounded right answer? In the Bible, Samson lost his strength and power when his hair was cut off. I heard Zac Efron isn't going to go back to the High School Musical franchise, though he does plan on getting his GED musical equivalency.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Next up, Go Jones. What do Indiana Jones and G.I. Joe have in common? Remember how knowing is half the battle? Well, you definitely lost half the battle. Smart people choose this. G.I. Joe fights the terrorist organization Cobra, and Indiana Jones hates all snakes, especially the cobras he comes face to face with in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I hate Cobra too. I mean, my yoga instructor is all about moving from downward-facing dog to Cobra, and it's really difficult. You know, I get the engaging your core and, yeah, but my pubis just does not want to maintain a connection with the floor. Does anyone else have problems with pubis connection? Anyone? That'll wrap up round 1. You'll want to try and earn some cash from now on. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. And hint, hint, big cash prizes can be yours if you find the wrong answer of the game. Let's move on, shall we? Up next, chicken soup for the organs. If the eyes are the windows to the soul, what is your spleen? One of the main functions of the spleen is to clean your blood by removing particles of debris. And as I've learned the hard way, don't forget to change the bag every month or so. Coming up next, Kentucky Fried Souls. In the mood for some light reading? Try the Book of Revelation. I hear it's a quick read with a happy ending. And speaking of quick, suppose the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse descend upon Earth to race in the Kentucky Derby. Given the order that the horsemen arrive in the Bible, how might the announcer call the winner? According to the New Testament, the first horseman will bring pestilence, followed by the horsemen of war, famine, and finally death. Oh man, I just missed the trifecta. I had war followed by famine, followed by Fabio on an attractive stallion.
Looking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
This one's known as Tenacious DHTML. If Jack Black wants to start writing his last name in HTML so it'll show up black on a computer screen, what should he write? No, that would be Jack White of the band the FFFFFFF Stripes. It was begging to be picked. In HTML, the code for the color black is $0000000. And if you knew that, I'd say 000000 is probably how many hot dates you've had in your lifetime.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I know.
Coming up, getting lucky numbers. Yeah, but I don't understand if they were in purgatory the whole time or just at the end.
Cookie, we're back.
Oh, hey, let's do one of those fortune cookie questions.
Cookie, fortune cookie, fortune cookie messages.
Okay, let's see what fortune I got. Help, I'm trapped in a fortune cookie factory. Ha, classic fortune cookie joke. Although maybe they're really in trouble, considering the location of the majority of the fortune cookie factories, where is this person probably trapped? Sometimes the obvious answers are the right answers. Not this time, but sometimes. Want to see the answer? The fortune cookie is a predominantly American custom, and the vast majority of fortune cookie companies are based in the United States. I wonder if there are more clues in these other cookies. I'm okay. I thought the door out of the fortune cookie factory was locked, but it was really just kind of stuck. My bad. Well, that's a relief. Help, I'm trapped in the parking lot behind a fortune cookie factory.
Hold me, never let me go. And my questions.
It's time for Twilights. Which Twilight book describes the natural event that happens most frequently in the real world? An eclipse happens a couple times a year, a new moon about once a month, breaking dawn every day, but twilight happens the most, twice a day, as the sun rises and as it sets. Maybe Stephanie Meyer stopped writing the books because the titles would have started sounding lame. Brunch time, partly cloudy afternoon, twilight again. Well, don't mind me then. Here's your clue. I'm super, thanks for asking. Don't you dare call any of these things mega. Good luck. There you have it! You are Lex Luthor. What? I meant to say Luther. No. My lisp is back. Oh, this is bullshit!
You don't know Jack!
Good game, everyone. Donnie, what's next?
All right.
Or what government analysts are calling a landslide.
We're at 30 seconds.
Hi there, I'm Donnie. So, how many players? One little player. Oh, well, why don't you enter your name? Why don't you enter your name? Why don't you? Fantastic.
We're almost at go. 10 seconds.
Best fishes.
Pick check, please.
6, 5,
Go to black.
4, 3,
In your coffin.
Oh, okay, I don't need to do my job anyway.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by the Grim Reaper Depot. Our prices are out of this netherworld.
All right, here we go. Let's start with Repellent of the Gods. Because they wouldn't have survived his 40-day ride on the Ark anyway, which annoying pests might Noah have justified leaving behind? The average lifespan of a housefly is 15 to 30 days, meaning they'd have died anyway before the ship found dry land. Would have been nice if he could have also left behind the termites, intestinal tapeworms, and viral meningitis. And now, everybody should have equal access to touch this. Based on the prominent symbol, which communist DJ would be best paired with MC Hammer to complete his next album? Time to take a little off the top. Ready for this? The hammer and sickle make up one of the prominent symbols of communism. MC Hammer and DJ Sickle, too legit to quit the fight for the redistribution of giant puffy pants. This one's known as simply the best. What would make most deaf most deaf? Huh? What? Here's what you meant to pick. Artillery and gunshots at close range are the loudest things here. I have to say, I'm a bigger fan of Most Blind. That guy does a lot of stage diving. Or falling. Take a good look at I Want a President with a Cape. Which member of the Justice League of America is most likely to become U.S. president without starting a wasn't really born in the country firestorm? Trivia is sort of your kryptonite, isn't it? Now pay attention. Superman is from another planet, Aquaman is from Atlantis, Wonder Woman is some kind of Amazonian goddess, but Batman was born in Gotham City, a fictional U.S. city. Although Batman's brutal vigilantism may get him in trouble, or the fact that he's an aging bachelor who spends most of his time hanging out with a young boy.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Coming up, battle like a rock star, cause it's another dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's a famous World War II operation or a popular energy drink. If it's a World War II operation, press 1 on your keyboard. If it's an energy drink, press the number, or we could just get started. That was about as successful as Operation Dumbo Drop. Personally, whenever I need a little extra boost of energy, I just hook myself up to my car with some jumpers and rev it up to about 3,000 RPMs. Wakes me right up, and I still have a good 30% of each nipple left. Round 1 is in the books. Let's hope you do a hell of a lot better the rest of the way. Remember, in round 2, every question is worth double. Enough small talk. Here's one for you. Mob mentality, lover's touch. Based on his alleged Valentine's Day crime, which candy heart should Al Capone hand out? No, but you're a total pain in the arse. Oh, honestly. Al Capone was the main suspect of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, an event that left 6 of George Bugs Malone's men gunned down in a Chicago North Side warehouse. Ah, yes, candy hearts. The candy heart I gave to my last ex said, "My heart has no restraining order." I think there's a good chance it'll work. Coming up next, it just wasn't the right time.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right.
Don't tell anyone I did this, but I'm adding an extra $1,000 to this one. It'll be our secret. Put these movie characters in order of who traveled the farthest in time to who traveled the least far in time. Bill and Ted, the crew from Hot Tub Time Machine, Marty McFly. Hello, McFly. It's so obvious. Bill and Ted went all the way back to ancient Greece to pick up Socrates. McFly went back to cowboy times in the third movie, and the crew from Hot Tub Time Machine just went back to 1986. If I could go back in time, I'd remind myself to change into clean underwear today.
Looking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
Take a stab at Sister Act. Remember Twisted Sister, the band of guys who dressed up in women's clothing and sang "We're Not Gonna Take It," and then apparently a bunch of other songs too? Well, which of these 7 sisters would Dee Snider of Twisted Sister not have to dress up in women's clothing to get into? Nope, I'm afraid they bar Nards from Barnard. This would have worked. The 7 sisters are famous American private women's colleges. Of them, Vassar has accepted men since 1969, which means Dee Snider won't have to dress up in women's clothing to get into it. Although all students are required to wear heels at graduation.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, if I know.
Try this on for size. The California Old Rush. What would most likely be the title of a new Beverly Hills 90210 if it took place before 1963? Are you trying to make Luke Perry's sideburns cry? Allow me. Zone Improvement Plan Codes, or ZIP codes, were created by the original U.S. Postmaster Robert Moon and made mandatory in 1963. I'm looking forward to a version of the show set in the 1800s called Bunch of Hills Over There Not Too Far From the Ocean Over by Old Man Dingle's Farm.
Hold me, never let me go.
Up next, triangles. Because it is a right triangle, which triangular corporate logo could have its area calculated by the Pythagorean theorem? Want to see the right answer? The Pythagorean theorem posits a ratio among the sides of a triangle with a right or 90-degree angle, like the Nabisco logo. You can also test out his theorem on the busted-up Triscuits in the bottom of the box. I love you, Pythagoras. I see you don't need me for anything. It's all yours. Say hello to my imaginary friend. I have an imaginary friend named Cookie Masterson, too. Good luck. There it is! Hopefully you have a lot of imaginary friends, because you seem too dumb to have accumulated any real ones.
You don't know Jack!
Good job, everyone. Donnie, what are we doing?
Anything?
Come on down to Buster's Bait Shop.
Cookie Masterson's
Well,
eBay
howdy,
store.
I'm Donnie. Won't you please inform... Ah, the single-player experience. Why not? Go ahead and typo in your name. Great.
Okay, folks, we're getting close. 10 seconds.
Catch you on the flap side.
Go with the bomb check.
6, 5,
Go to black.
4, 3.
7 WEOB, the Asylum.
Okay, get the point.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Cookie Masterson's eBay store. Cookie Masterson's horrible gambling debts can be your game.
Okay then, why wait any longer? To get things rolling, this severe weather storm smells like wet dog. Suppose a powerful application of Febreze developed into a Fetornado. If it moved through one of the states in Tornado Alley, what would the effect be? No, though Ohio could use an air freshener. That state smells like bad pizza and boredom. Correct answer, show yourself. Nebraska is situated in the middle of the central column of states nicknamed Tornado Alley because of the frequent occurrences of, you guessed it, tornadoes. Which reminds me, I was too busy watching a DVR'd episode of Storm Chasers earlier, and I forgot to shower. Ah, fresh as a daisy. Why not try head off, apply blade directly to the neck? You know that headache remedy, head on? You know, head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Which of these alternate head-on taglines suggests that you're applying it incorrectly? The supraorbital ridge, glabella, and frontalis are all parts of your forehead. Your manubrium is part of your sternum. It's near your heart. Remember, for heart pain, try hard on. Here we have Jerry Seinfeld's observational grammar. Which of these Jerry Seinfeld-esque jokes features a gerund? A gerund is a verb that ends in ing and is used as a noun. Gerunds are crazy! Is it a noun? Is it a verb? Make up your mind already! What you're gonna tell me is you've done a lot of soul searching and you've decided you're an adjective! It's ridiculous! Say hello to the revolution will be green, and it's time for a this or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's an organic food company or a secret society. If it's an organic food company, press 1. If it's a secret society, press 2. Get what? Ah, you're familiar with the this or dat. Perfect. Wow, that was awful. But on the bright side, Ron Howard and Tom Hanks still want to buy the movie rights. And why do you think every grocery store now has an organic aisle? 2 words, the Freemasons.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Bucker up for. Uh-oh, where'd that come from? What kind of specialist should I see if I find myself with a nasty cockchafer? Entomologists study insects, so they'd be the perfect specialist to look at my cockchafer, which is a type of beetle. Probably just tell me to put some ointment on it. That'll bring an end to our first round. And you should be very proud of that score, because I'm not. Don't forget, all the questions in round 2 are worth double. And don't forget, our wrong answer of the game is still out there waiting to be picked. All right, you ready? Too bad. Let's try the Biggest Loser in the Galaxy. What might a 300-pound contestant on The Biggest Loser yell if they film the show on Mars? Due to the lighter gravitational pull on Mars, your weight decreases by 62%, bringing a 300-pounder down to a mere 114. And when you consider the lack of food or oxygen on the planet, in a matter of months you'd weigh almost nothing. Next, chips and salsa from hell. So Doritos created this flavor called tacos at midnight, which I guess they devised for people who really wanted tacos at midnight, but just couldn't bring themselves to drive a half a mile to the nearest Taco Bell drive-thru. Anyway, suppose Doritos made a spin-off of its tacos at midnight flavor. If the new chip flavor were named after the Devil's Hour, what might the chips be called? The Devil's Hour, according to Christian folklore and horror movies, is 3 a.m., which is coincidentally a really bad time to eat spicy fried things. Look, I've been saving this fart sound effect for a question, and if I'm not gonna play it here, I don't know when I would. Oh, it's a good one. Okay, cue the big one. What? Where's my fart sound? Who took my fart sound?
Plucking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
Open wide for someone's knocking at my door. Hey, look who it is. It's my good friend Billy O'Brien. Hiya, Cookie.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me. So what's on your mind today, Billy?
Well, Cookie, I was just practicing my tongue twisters.
Tongue twisters, eh? Let's hear one.
Okay. Teeter-totter, tick-the-tack of tickled tatters. A teeter-totter tick. If teeter-totter, tick-the-tack of tickled tatters, how many tickled tatters did teeter-totter tick? A tack is equal to 1/4 of a dorsal.
That was a great tongue twister, Billy.
Thanks. And you know what I like better than tongue twisters, Cookie?
What's that, Billy?
Titty twisters!
Ow, you motherfucker!
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, if I die.
How about error, question name file not found? In my free time, I've been learning some computer programming. Hopefully someday I'll be able to make my own game. It'll be a lot better than this one. Anyway, I'm having trouble coming up with tricks to remember what all the different file types are. What would be the best clue to help me remember what a jar file does? Here's what a right answer looks like. Jar files are commonly associated with the application Java, you know, as in coffee. And trust me, you're totally gonna want to play this game I'm gonna make. It's gonna be like Grand Theft Auto meets Call of Duty meets Animal Crossing. No, but I'm flattered you chose my name. And you should be thrilled too, because you just won Billy O'Brien. Compliments of Cookie Masterson's eBay store. And I just want to bet that I could actually get someone to take the damn dummy off my hands.
Hey!
Shut it, Billy. This wrong answer of the game nets you a handsome $8,000. Yeah, you're welcome.
Hold me, never let me go. And my
This one's called, Who is going to clean all the blood in this elevator? All right, you've made it almost to the end of episode 73, which means you've either played through this whole game or you jumped ahead because you were just too excited to get to the end. But either way, we like to remind you just how little you know. So we saved our toughest multiple choice question for last. Which of the following is not a line from the novel Jack Torrance is writing in the movie The Shining? Jack Torrance's book included such clever lines as all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and of course my favorite, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. But it did not include all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Okay, I admit that was impossible. But if you play this game long enough, you realize that the correct answer is the third answer I read much more than any of the other answers are. So maybe you figured that out. Or maybe you just guessed. I don't care. Let's get this over with. I'm sorry. Was I talking too much? Fine. Here's your clue. What are you buried under? What are you buried under exactly? Good luck. all she wrote! Well, that was easy. You dug your own grave without any of my help.
You don't know Jack! That's the entire game.
That'll do it, folks. What's going on, Donnie?
Kidney transplant you're waiting for. Now you can charge it because I've got a pre-approved credit card with your name on it.
That would be great. Sign me up.
Cold calling can be hard, but the Telemarket 2000 makes it easy. Simply type in a name, and the Telemarket prints out personal information about the people you're calling.
Hello?
Mrs. Johnson?
Yeah?
I know you're going through a painful divorce.
Who is this?
And nothing can take your mind off a lousy cheating husband like some beautiful aluminum siding.
Really? You think so? Oh, go ahead. Give us a loud.
The Telemarket 2000! Let us help you get your foot in the door before it's slammed in your face!
With my wife just last week. She told me I no longer showed enough affection and took her efforts at the same for granted. The horrible emptiness this entire experience has made me feel only underscores the...
Your attention, please. We are canceling the 4 o'clock musical recital due to the fact that I just found out there's no such thing as a phonophone.
House.
I'm the brazen paper towel man, and I'm here to clean up that spill, unless you'd rather use that paper towel you usually use.
Well, how good is brazen?
How good is brazen? Shut your trap and I'll tell you.
Hey, you can't talk to my mom like that!
Shut up, punk, or I'll smack you on the back of the head with my class ring. Brazen paper towels eat spills for breakfast. One single sheet of brazen will sop up a small, scummy pond. See that nook?
Yes.
Well, watch this, baby.
What was that screaming?
That was the milk, begging for mercy.
Sports are gathering this very moment to discuss what sports officials are calling the worst water ballet scandal in the history of the sport. A representative of the WBU refused to accept that this sort of...
I can't get it to work. Intercom, can we get a radio intercom on here? I can't get it to work!
And wait until it's pushing the field.
I'll take the spaghetti.
You should have tried the veal buzzer! Spaghetti. Big spaghetti! Veal! Well, worry no longer. Thanks to the new book, 1001 Excuses Not to Order the Veal. This handy restaurant companion lists over 1,000 excuses to use when you don't want to order veal. Just listen.
I can't eat veal because I'm from Scandinavia.
I'd order the veal, but it causes my legs to fall off.
Or come dressed as a calf and try the excuse.
How dare you? I'm not a cannibal.
So order 1001 Excuses Not to Order the Veal and have a pleasant veal-free meal the next time you dine out.
Century-old local hot dog stand is causing some controversy among neighbors. The statue of an 8-foot-tall hot...
And ends the stream there. Oh, we're sure doing... Yes, I have Fifth Dementia. Yes, I have Fifth Dementia installed. Don't ask why though. Oh wait, Fifth Dementia to exit. I'll retime this run and then I'll retime the run and then I'll bring it onto the board.
Oh, hey, slow down there, sports. You can't run with the ball before you catch it. You understand? Now, see, in order to play You Don't Know Jack the Fifth Dementia, you have to follow me here. Insert the CD right.
Yeah, I don't know why that was implemented, but but the most likely. Oh yeah, yeah, that sometimes happens. Yeah. Was it a run? Yes. Yes. It is a run. Am I glad to have done it? Yes. This stream will be ending shortly. This stream will be ending. That's all. Cheers.